Mia sat at the dinner table, her heart racing. The smell of baked chicken filled the air, and her family chatted and laughed. Her mother, Sarah, had set the table perfectly. Bright yellow napkins, shiny forks, and a big bowl of salad sat in the center. Maya loved these family dinners, but tonight felt different. She had something important to tell them. As her dad, Tom, talked about his day at work, Maya stared at her plate. She took a deep breath, her hands shaking slightly. How do I even say it? She thought. She had imagined this moment 1,000 times, but now it felt so real. Mia, are you okay? Her younger brother, Max, asked. He was only 8, but he could tell something was wrong. Yeah, I'm fine, she replied quickly, forcing a smile. But inside, she felt nervous. How would they react to her news? Would they understand? Finally, as her dad took a sip of water, Mia knew it was time. Everyone, she said, her voice shaking a little. The room went quiet, and all eyes turned to her. What is it, sweetheart? Sarah asked, looking concerned. Mia took another deep breath. I have something to tell you, she began, feeling her heart race. I'm pregnant. Silence filled the room. Mia watched as her mother's mouth dropped open in shock. Tom's face turned pale, and Max's eyes widened. What did you just say? Tom finally asked, his voice shaky. I said I'm pregnant, Maya repeated, trying to sound calm. And the father is an alien. Tom blinked in disbelief. An alien? Mia, what are you talking about? He shook his head, looking both confused and angry. This isn't a joke, is it? Mia felt her cheeks heat up. No, Dad, I'm serious. His name is Zephyr. I met him a few weeks ago. Sarah placed her hands on the table, her eyes darting back and forth between Mia and Tom. An alien? How can you be sure? Are you sure you're not just imagining things? I'm not imagining anything. Maya shouted, her voice rising. I really like him. He's different, but he's nice and funny. We connected. Tom looked at Mia, searching her face for answers. Connected. Mia, this is crazy. You're a teenager, and you're saying you're pregnant with an alien's baby. What will people think? What will the neighbors say? Mia's heart sank. She felt like a balloon slowly losing air. I don't care what they think. I love him. He's amazing. Max, who had been quiet, suddenly spoke up. Is he green? Does he have 3 eyes? Mia chuckled nervously, grateful for her little brother's innocent question. No, Max, he looks kind of like us, but he has some cool features. His skin has a shimmer, and he can do things that are, well, unusual. Tom rubbed his forehead, looking tired. Mia, you need to be careful. This is a big deal. You can't just bring an alien into our lives. I know it sounds crazy, Maya replied softly. But Zephyr is sweet. He doesn't want to hurt anyone. He just wants to learn about Earth and make friends. I really think you'll like him. Sarah finally spoke up, her voice calmer now. Mia, we need to talk about this. You're pregnant, and we need to figure out what to do next. But an alien, it's hard to believe. Mia nodded, feeling a mix of relief and worry. I know it sounds strange, but I want you to meet him. I believe it will help you understand. Tom sighed, looking at his daughter with concern. Okay, but if we meet him, you have to promise to be careful. We need to protect our family. Mia felt a sense of hope as she looked at her parents. Maybe they would come around. I promise, Dad. I just want you to see how great he is. Max chimed in again, his eyes sparkling with excitement. Can I see him fly? Does he have a spaceship? Mia laughed, feeling a bit lighter. He doesn't fly like in the movies, but he does have a cool way of moving. You'll see. As the dinner continued, Maya felt a weight lift off her shoulders. She knew her family would need time to process everything, but she was ready to share her life with them. She hoped they would come to love Zephyr as much as she did. With each passing moment, Mia felt more excited about introducing her family to her alien boyfriend. Maybe, just maybe, everything would turn out okay. The reaction. Mia sat at the table, feeling a mix of fear and hope. Her heart was still racing after telling her family about the pregnancy and Zephyr. The room was quiet, and her parents' faces showed a whirlwind of emotions. Tom looked worried, and Sarah seemed shocked. Maya took a deep breath, hoping for understanding. "Mia, this is unbelievable," Tom said, his voice shaky. "You're saying you're having a baby with an alien. How can you be sure it's even true?" Maya's stomach twisted in knots. She wanted to shout that it was real, that Zephyr was waiting for her call, but instead she said, "I know it sounds crazy, Dad, but I really love him. We spent time together." And he explained everything about his home and his life. Sarah looked at Mia, her brow furrowed. "But you're only 17. This is such a big step. You need to think about your future. What will you do with this baby? How will you raise it?" Mia felt tears pricking at her eyes. "I want to be a good mom. Zephyr wants to be part of this too. He cares about me and the baby." Tom shook his head, trying to process it all. "And what about school? What will your friends say? This isn't just about you anymore. This is a huge deal for our family too." Mia's younger brother, Max, sat quietly, his wide eyes darting between their parents. "Can we meet him?" he asked, his voice small. Everyone turned to look at Max. It surprised Mia that he seemed so curious while their parents were so upset. "Mia, is he nice? Does he have cool powers?" Mia smiled, grateful for her little brother's innocent questions. "He's really nice, Max. He can do some amazing things, like float a little bit and change colors. But he's just like us in many ways." Sarah sighed, rubbing her temples. "Mia, we need to think carefully about this. Meeting him might be a good idea, but I want you to promise that you will be safe. We don't know what an alien is capable of." Tom nodded, his expression softening a bit. "You're right. If you want us to meet him, we'll do it, but we need to set some ground rules." "Thank you, Dad." Mia felt a rush of relief. Maybe they would accept Zephyr after all. "What kind of ground rules?" Sarah asked, still looking concerned. "First, I want you to be nice," Maya replied firmly. "Zephyr is different, but he deserves respect. Second, let's keep it a secret for now. I don't want everyone at school to know. I just want to take it one step at a time." Tom looked at Mia, his expression serious. "Okay, I can agree to that. But if anything seems wrong, or if you feel unsafe, you have to promise to call us immediately." Mia nodded, feeling hopeful. "I promise. I want you both to see how good he is. He's not just an alien. He's my friend and the father of my baby." Max leaned in closer, excitement sparkling in his eyes. "Can we make cookies for him? He might like them." Mia chuckled, her heart warming at the thought. "That's a great idea. We can make his favorite cookies. I'll ask him what they eat on his planet." Tom and Sarah exchanged glances. For the first time, there was a hint of a smile on Sarah's face. "All right, let's plan this meeting. We need to make sure everything goes smoothly." Mia's heart soared. "Thank you so much. You won't regret it. I know you'll like him." The conversation shifted as they began to talk about what to cook for Zephyr. Max suggested brownies, while Tom thought cookies would be better. Maya felt lighter as the mood in the room started to change. Even though her parents still looked worried, they were willing to give Zephyr a chance. She felt proud of her family for being open-minded, even if they didn't fully understand yet. As dinner went on, Mia couldn't help but smile. She was excited about the future and the chance to share Zephyr with her family. She could picture the three of them, sitting together, laughing and getting to know each other. Later that night, Mia went to her room. She pulled out her phone and texted Zephyr. "I told my family about you. They want to meet you. They are nervous but also curious." A moment later, her phone buzzed. This is great. I can't wait to meet them. I will prepare something special to show them who I am." Mia smiled at his response, feeling a mix of joy and excitement. Everything was starting to fall into place. She knew there would be challenges ahead, but she was ready to face them with her family and Zephyr by her side. How they met. A few weeks before Mia announced her pregnancy, she had a regular day at school. The sun shone brightly, and the birds sang sweetly. Mia walked home, feeling a little tired but excited to see her friends. As she approached the park, she noticed something unusual. A shimmering light danced in the air, catching her attention. Curious, Mia walked closer to the light. When she reached the park, she saw a figure standing near a tall tree. The figure looked different, almost glowing. Mia blinked, trying to see better. To her surprise, she found herself looking at an alien. The alien had bright green skin that sparkled in the sunlight. He had large, round eyes that seemed to change colors, and his hair looked like soft clouds floating above his head. Mia couldn't believe her eyes. Was this real? As Mia stood there, unsure of what to do, the alien noticed her. He smiled widely, revealing a set of sharp but friendly teeth. "Hello, I am Zephyr. I come in peace," he said, his voice soft and cheerful. Mia felt a mix of fear and excitement. Hi, I'm Mia," she replied, her voice trembling slightly. She couldn't believe she was talking to an alien. "What are you doing here?" "I am exploring your planet," Zephyr explained. "I want to learn about Earth and its people. Everything here is so different and beautiful." Mia took a step closer, feeling braver. "What do you like most about Earth?" she asked, curious about this strange new friend. Zephyr thought for a moment. "The colors. The blue sky, the green trees, and the colorful flowers. It is very different from my home. We don't have these kinds of colors." Mia smiled, feeling happy to share her world with him. "I can show you around. There's a lot to see in the park." Zephyr's eyes lit up with excitement. "Yes, please. I would love that." They spent the afternoon exploring the park together. Maya showed him the big swings, the bright flowers, and even the little pond where ducks swam. Zephyr was amazed by everything. He watched the ducks quack and splash, laughing with joy. "Your ducks are funny," he said, giggling as a duck waddled over to them, quacking loudly. Mia laughed too. "They are. We feed them bread sometimes. Do you want to try?" Zephyr nodded eagerly, and they found some leftover bread from a picnic table. As they tossed the bread to the ducks, Maya felt a connection growing between them. Zephyr was kind and open, and she felt safe with him. As the sun began to set, painting the sky in shades of orange and pink, Mia and Zephyr sat on the grass, looking at the sky. "What do you think of Earth so far?" Maya asked, feeling a sense of wonder. "It is beautiful," Zephyr said, his voice soft. "But I want to know more about your life. What do you like to do? What are your dreams?" Mia thought about it. "I want to be an artist one day. I love painting and drawing. It makes me happy to create something new." Zephyr nodded, his eyes sparkling. "That is wonderful. Art is a way to share your heart with others. I would love to see your art someday." Mia felt a rush of happiness. "I would love to show you. But what about you? What are your dreams?" "I want to learn and make friends," Zephyr replied honestly. "I want to connect with other beings and understand their worlds." Mia smiled, feeling a bond forming between them. They talked for hours, sharing stories about their lives, families, and dreams. As the stars began to twinkle above them, Mia felt something special was happening. But then, as the night grew darker, Zephyr suddenly looked serious. "I must tell you something important. I am here to learn, but I also want to share something very special with you." Mia's heart raced. "What is it?" "I can show you my world, but it is different. We have ways of moving and seeing things that are beyond what you know. I can show you my abilities, "But you must trust me." Mia nodded, her curiosity piqued. "I trust you, Zephyr. Show me." With a gentle smile, Zephyr raised his hands. Suddenly, he began to float a few inches off the ground. Mia gasped, her eyes wide with amazement. He spun in the air, leaving trails of shimmering light behind him. "This is amazing," she exclaimed, feeling a thrill of excitement. Zephyr laughed, enjoying her reaction. "On my planet, we can do many things like this. It is a gift of my people." As the evening ended, they exchanged contact information. Maya felt a mix of excitement and nervousness as she said goodbye. "I hope to see you again soon," Zephyr said, his eyes glowing. "Me too," Maya replied, feeling her heart swell. After they parted ways, Mia walked home with a smile on her face. She couldn't believe she had met an alien. Little did she know, this encounter would change her life forever. The family struggle. After Mia shared the big news about her pregnancy and Zephyr, things felt tense at home. Although her parents agreed to meet Zephyr, they were still worried. The atmosphere in the house had changed, and Mia could feel it every time she walked into the kitchen. One evening, Mia sat at the dining table, staring at her homework but unable to focus. Her parents were talking in hushed voices nearby. She could hear snippets of their conversation. "Can we trust him?" Tom said, his voice low and serious. "What if he's not who he says he is? What if this is all a big mistake?" "I know, but we can't just shut Mia out," Sarah replied. "She's so excited. We need to support her, but I don't understand how to do that when everything feels so uncertain." Mia felt her heart sink. She wished her parents could see how kind and genuine Zephyr was. He wasn't just an alien. He was her friend and the father of her baby. She wanted to tell them that, but the fear of their reaction held her back. Later that night, as Mia lay in bed, she couldn't help but think about her parents' worries. She understood that they loved her and wanted to protect her, but she also felt that they were being unfair to Zephyr. He was different, yes, but he had shown her nothing but kindness. The next day at school, Mia's mind was heavy. Her friends noticed that something was wrong. "Mia, you seem down. What's going on?" her best friend, Lily, asked during lunch. Mia took a deep breath. "I told my family about the baby and the father, who is an alien. They don't seem to understand or accept it." Lily's eyes widened. "An alien? Wow, that's wild. But I guess it makes sense why they're worried." Mia nodded, feeling frustrated. "I just want them to meet him. He's amazing. But they keep talking about trust and safety." Lily leaned closer. "Have you thought about what would happen if they don't accept him? It might make things harder for you." Mia felt a wave of sadness wash over her. "I know, but I love him and want him to be a part of my life. I want our family to be together." As the days passed, Mia watched her parents struggle with their feelings. They tried to be supportive, but their worry was clear. One night, while Mia was in her room, she heard them arguing softly in the living room. "We can't just ignore the fact that he's an alien, Sarah," Tom said, his voice rising. "What if something goes wrong? What if this baby is different? What will we do then?" Sarah sighed deeply. "I understand, but pushing Mia away will only make her more upset. We need to find a way to be there for her. We can't control everything." Mia felt a mixture of anger and sadness. She wanted to scream that they were being unfair. She loved Zephyr, and their fears were tearing her family apart. But she also felt helpless, unsure of how to make them understand. A few days later, Mia decided to talk to her parents again. She gathered her courage and went to the living room where they were sitting together. "Can we talk?" she asked, her voice steady but soft. Tom looked up, his expression serious. "Of course, Mia. What's on your mind?" "I know you're worried about Zephyr and the baby, but I need you to trust me," she said, trying to keep her voice calm. "He's not just some stranger. He's kind and wants to help us." Sarah nodded slowly. We're trying, Mia, but it's hard for us. You have to understand that we care about you. We just want to keep you safe." Mia felt a flicker of hope. "I know, Mom. But what if you got to know him? What if you saw how good he is? I believe he will fit into our family." Tom sighed, rubbing his temples. "It's not that easy, Mia. We don't know anything about him or his world. What if he brings trouble?" Mia felt her heart ache. "I promise he won't. I care about him, and I know he cares about us. You have to give him a chance." The room fell silent. Sarah exchanged a worried glance with Tom, and Mia could see they were still unsure. "All right," Tom finally said, his voice softer. "We'll meet him, but we need to set some rules and boundaries." Mia's heart raced with excitement. "Thank you. That means a lot to me. But you have to promise to keep us informed. If anything feels off, you have to tell us immediately," Tom added, looking serious. Mia nodded eagerly. "I promise. You won't regret it." As she walked back to her room, Mia felt lighter. She knew her parents still had doubts, but they were willing to give Zephyr a chance. That night, she texted Zephyr to tell him the good news. "My family wants to meet you. They're still a little worried, but we're making progress." Zephyr's response came quickly. "This is amazing. I can't wait. I will prepare something special to show them who I am." Mia smiled, feeling a sense of hope for the future. Maybe, just maybe, everything would turn out all right. The meeting. The day had finally arrived. Maya felt a mix of excitement and nerves as she stood in front of the mirror, adjusting her hair. She wanted everything to be perfect for Zephyr's meeting with her family. Today was a big step, and she hoped her parents would see how wonderful he was. Mia had spent the morning preparing for the visit. She baked cookies, hoping to share a taste of her Earth with Zephyr. The kitchen smelled sweet, and the cookies were warm and soft. She wanted her family to feel at ease, so they could get to know Zephyr without any worries. As the time for the meeting drew closer, Mia's heart raced. She heard her parents talking in the living room, their voices low and cautious. She walked into the room, where Tom and Sarah sat on the couch, looking serious. "Are you ready, Mia?" Sarah asked, glancing up at her. "I think so. I just want you both to like him," Maya replied, her voice trembling slightly. Tom nodded, his expression serious. "We need to keep an open mind. Remember, this is new for us all." Mia took a deep breath, nodding in agreement. "I know. Just give him a chance. He's really special." Just then, there was a soft knock on the door. Mia's heart skipped a beat. Zephyr had arrived. She opened the door, and there he stood, looking more radiant than ever. He wore a simple outfit that shimmered slightly in the light. His green skin glowed, and his eyes sparkled with excitement. "Hello, Mia," Zephyr said with a wide smile. "I am so happy to meet your family." Mia grinned and stepped aside to let him in. "This is my mom, Sarah, and my dad, Tom." "Greetings," Zephyr said, waving his hands gently. His voice was warm and friendly. Tom and Sarah exchanged quick glances, still unsure. "Hello," Sarah said cautiously, her eyes scanning Zephyr. "Welcome to our home," Tom added, trying to be polite. Mia watched nervously as Zephyr moved further into the house. He seemed to notice the warm cookies on the table. "Oh, is that a treat from your world?" he asked, looking excited. "Yes, I baked them for you," Maya said, her heart lifting. Zephyr picked up a cookie, holding it up to his eyes as if examining it. "It looks wonderful. Thank you." He took a bite, and his eyes widened with delight. "Mom, this is delicious. I love it." Mia felt proud and relieved as her parents watched Zephyr with surprise. "Oh, what do you eat on your planet?" Tom asked, trying to understand. Zephyr paused, considering the question. "On my home, we eat different things. Our food is mostly colorful energy that gives us strength. But I enjoy your Earth food. It has so many flavors." Mia smiled, happy to see her parents starting to relax a little. He can do some amazing things too. Zephyr, show them your floating trick. Zephyr nodded, his eyes sparkling with excitement. He lifted off the ground, floating a few feet above the floor. He twirled in the air, leaving a trail of soft light behind him. Tom's mouth dropped open in shock, and Sarah gasped. "Wow!" Tom exclaimed, looking amazed. "That's incredible." Mia felt her heart soar as she watched her parents' expressions change. Maybe they were beginning to understand how special Zephyr was. After Zephyr landed softly, he looked at Tom and Sarah. "I come from a place of peace and friendship. I want to be a good friend to Mia and your family." Sarah smiled, her worries beginning to fade. "Thank you for coming, Zephyr. We want to understand your world and how you will be a part of our lives." Mia felt hope growing inside her. "He wants to help us and be a good dad to our baby. I know it." Tom nodded slowly, looking more open. "We appreciate that, Zephyr. But it's important to us that Maya is safe and happy." Zephyr smiled gently. "I promise to protect her and the baby. I will do my best to show you that I can be part of your family." The atmosphere in the room shifted. They began to talk about their lives, sharing stories and laughter. Zephyr asked about Earth traditions, and Mia's parents told him about their experiences. As they chatted, the tension melted away. Zephyr shared tales of his home planet, describing the floating cities and the beautiful landscapes. Maya listened, feeling a sense of pride in her friend. "What do you do for fun?" Max asked, popping into the room, his eyes wide with curiosity. Zephyr grinned. "We play games that test our minds and skills. Would you like to try one?" Max nodded eagerly, and soon they were all laughing and playing simple games. Zephyr showed them how to float small objects in the air, making them giggle with joy. As the evening wore on, Maya felt a warm glow in her heart. Her family and Zephyr were connecting. She couldn't believe how well it was going. At the end of the night, Tom looked at Zephyr and said, "Thank you for coming tonight. You surprised us all. We appreciate your kindness." Mia felt tears of happiness in her eyes. She had been so worried, but her family had opened their hearts to Zephyr. As Zephyr left, he turned to Mia. "Thank you for introducing me to your family. I hope we can create many happy memories together." Mia nodded, feeling a rush of joy. "Me too, Zephyr. I'm so glad you're part of my life." With that, she closed the door behind him, a big smile on her face. She knew that things would be all right. Together, they could face anything. First impressions. The days following Zephyr's visit were filled with excitement and nervousness. Maya felt a mix of joy and anxiety as she thought about the future. She knew her family was beginning to accept Zephyr, but she wondered how others would react when they learned about her alien friend and the baby. Mia decided to introduce Zephyr to her school friends. She wanted them to see how amazing he was and to understand that he was not just an alien but someone who could be part of her life. After school one day, she invited Lily and a few other friends over for a small get-together. She hoped this would help everyone feel comfortable with Zephyr. As Mia prepared for the visit, she baked more cookies and made some snacks. She wanted everything to be perfect. When the doorbell rang, her heart raced. She opened the door to find Zephyr standing there, looking excited and curious. "Hello, Mia," he said, beaming with happiness. "I am ready to meet your friends." "Come on in," Maya replied, feeling a rush of excitement. "They are waiting for you." As Zephyr stepped into the living room, Maya's friends looked at him with wide eyes. They had heard Mia talk about him, but had never seen an alien before. Zephyr smiled warmly, his eyes sparkling. "Greetings, friends. I am Zephyr. It is an honor to meet you." Lily stepped forward, her eyes shining with curiosity. "Wow, you look amazing. How do you feel about being on Earth?" Zephyr's face lit up with enthusiasm. "I feel very happy. Your planet is full of wonders. I want to learn everything about your lives here." Mia's friends began to relax, fascinated by Zephyr's presence. They started asking him questions about his home planet, and he answered each one with joy. "What do you eat?" one of Mia's friends asked, her eyes wide. "On my planet, we eat colorful energy and plants that sparkle. But I love Earth food, especially cookies," Zephyr replied, reaching for a cookie. Everyone laughed, and Maya felt a sense of relief wash over her. Her friends were warming up to Zephyr, and that made her heart sing. After some fun conversations, Mia suggested they play games. "Let's play some party games," she said, and her friends cheered in agreement. They decided to play charades, and Zephyr joined in, trying to guess the actions they performed. As they played, Zephyr's reactions were priceless. He watched Mia and her friends closely, trying to understand the game. At one point, he raised his hand. "I can guess what you are acting. You are pretending to swim like a fish." Everyone burst into laughter, impressed by his guess. "You're right," Mia exclaimed. "You're really good at this." Zephyr beamed with pride, feeling more at home with Mia's friends. The games continued, filled with laughter and joy. Maya loved seeing Zephyr's happiness and how easily he fit in with her friends. After the games, they all sat down for snacks. Mia noticed how her friends were eager to hear more from Zephyr. "What are your hobbies?" Lily asked, leaning forward. "I love exploring, learning new things, and making friends," Zephyr replied enthusiastically. "I also enjoy floating and playing games. But the best part is being with friends, just like today." Mia's friends looked amazed. "Can you show us how you float?" one of them asked, eyes sparkling with excitement. "Of course," Zephyr said, his voice filled with enthusiasm. He stood up and lifted off the ground, hovering above the living room. He spun around slowly, leaving a gentle glow in the air. The room erupted in cheers and applause. "That is so cool," Lily shouted, her eyes wide. Zephyr landed gracefully and smiled. "Thank you. It is a fun skill I have." As the afternoon continued, Maya felt happier than ever. Her friends were bonding with Zephyr, and she loved watching their smiles. She could see that they were beginning to understand him and appreciate his unique qualities. As the sun began to set, Mia's friends gathered their things to leave. "Thank you for having us, Mia. And thank you, Zephyr. You are awesome," Lily said, hugging Zephyr tightly. "Thank you for your kindness," Zephyr replied, looking touched. "I had a wonderful time." After everyone left, Maya turned to Zephyr, her heart full. "You were amazing today. My friends really liked you." "I felt welcomed and happy," Zephyr said, his eyes sparkling with joy. "Your friends are wonderful. I hope to see them again." Mia smiled widely, feeling a sense of pride. "You know, I was worried about how everyone would react, but they accepted you so easily." "Yes, they saw my heart and spirit," Zephyr replied. "Friendship is a beautiful thing, no matter where we come from." Mia felt a wave of happiness. She knew this was just the beginning of their journey together. There would be challenges ahead, but with Zephyr by her side, she felt ready to face anything. As she prepared for bed that night, Mia reflected on the day. She realized that love and friendship could bridge any gap, even between worlds. With Zephyr as a part of her life, she felt hope for the future. A happy future. As the weeks went by, Mia and Zephyr grew closer. Their bond became stronger with each passing day. Maya's parents had fully accepted Zephyr into their lives, and he often joined them for family dinners. The atmosphere in the house was filled with laughter and love, making everyone feel happy. One evening, while they were having dinner, Tom looked at Zephyr and said, "You know, we've been thinking about how we can support you and Mia in the future." Zephyr looked curious. "What do you mean?" Sarah smiled warmly. "Well, we want to help you both as you prepare for the baby. We want to make sure everything is ready for this new adventure." Mia's heart swelled with joy. "That would be amazing. Thank you, Mom and Dad." Tom nodded. We can start by creating a special room for the baby, a place that feels safe and welcoming. Zephyr's eyes lit up with excitement. I would love to help. I can bring some materials from my planet. They are soft and colorful. That sounds wonderful, Sarah said, looking pleased. We can mix your ideas with Earth styles. This baby will have the best of both worlds. As they finished dinner, Mia felt a warm glow in her heart. Her family and Zephyr were working together, creating a new future. She felt grateful for their support and love. The next day, Mia and Zephyr visited a local store to pick out baby items. They walked through the aisles, looking at cribs, toys, and clothes. Zephyr was amazed by everything he saw. Mia, your world has so many beautiful things, he exclaimed, pointing at colorful toys. What are these for? They are toys for babies. They help them learn and play, Mia explained, giggling at Zephyr's curiosity. As they continued shopping, they came across a section filled with soft blankets. Zephyr picked up a fluffy blue blanket and smiled. This looks perfect. It feels like a cloud. Mia laughed. It really does. Let's get it. They spent the day picking out items for the baby, enjoying every moment. Maya loved seeing Zephyr's joy, and it filled her with excitement for the future. When they returned home, they started arranging the baby's room. With the help of Tom and Sarah, they created a cozy space filled with colorful decorations and soft lights. Zephyr used materials from his planet to create special designs on the walls. These patterns represent friendship and love, he explained as he worked. Mia watched in awe as the room transformed into a magical place. She knew that this baby would be surrounded by love, acceptance, and creativity. As the weeks turned into months, Mia's belly began to grow. She was excited but also nervous. Zephyr was always there, comforting her and reminding her that everything would be all right. One evening, while they were sitting on the couch, Maya looked at Zephyr. Do you ever worry about how the baby will fit into both our worlds? Zephyr took her hand and smiled gently. No, my love. This baby will be special. They will carry the best of both of us, and that is a beautiful thing. Mia felt a sense of peace wash over her. She knew that no matter what happened, they would face it together. As the day of the baby's arrival drew closer, Mia's family and friends began to prepare a celebration. They wanted to welcome the baby into the world with love and joy. On the day of the celebration, Mia's house was filled with colorful decorations and happy faces. Friends and family gathered to share their love and support. Zephyr stood by Mia's side, looking proud and excited. This is amazing. So many people care about you and our baby, he said, beaming. Mia smiled, feeling grateful for the love surrounding her. I can't believe how lucky we are. As the party began, Mia's friends played games and shared stories. They talked about their hopes for the future and how they would all be there for the baby. During the celebration, Tom raised a glass. To Mia and Zephyr, we are so excited to welcome this new life into our family. May they grow up surrounded by love and friendship. Everyone cheered, and Maya felt tears of joy in her eyes. She knew that her baby would have a wonderful life filled with support and love from both worlds. As the evening came to a close, Mia and Zephyr stood outside, looking at the stars. Look at how beautiful the sky is tonight, Zephyr said, pointing up. It reminds me of home. Mia leaned against him, feeling safe and loved. I am so happy we are together, Zephyr. No matter what challenges we face, I know we will be okay. Zephyr nodded, his eyes filled with warmth. Yes, together we can overcome anything. We will create a bright future for our family. With that promise in their hearts, Mia and Zephyr stood hand in hand, looking up at the stars, dreaming of the beautiful life that awaited them. They knew that love could bridge any distance and that their future would be bright, no matter where it led. As the night deepened, they whispered their hopes and dreams to each other, filled with excitement for the journey ahead. Together, They would face the world, hand in hand, ready to welcome their new adventure.